Welcome back to Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Tchen Yu. Joining us today is the Secretary General Yu Chiou of the National Cultural Association. Secretary Chen, welcome to our program. You were the one who first initiated the idea of the so-called creative industry in Taiwan. Could you tell us your idea of bringing this concept to Taiwan?
I want to say when I was young, I studied in Paris. I went to Paris at 15, when I was 15, and I stayed 11 years in Paris. So I see in France, the culture is so important. The people come to Paris, they want to visit Louvre and everything. So when I come back to Taiwan, I think that we can do the same thing if the foreign people come to Taiwan because they love our culture. So I have always this idea, but I have never think that I can become a Minister of Culture because it's not in my life plan. But when I took this position, I think that's very important. And like Taiwan before, we have high tech. And it is so well done. So I think if the high tech, not the high tech, is the culture, do the same thing, that will be very good. So when I give this policy, everybody say okay. But I think our problem is in Taiwan. The people doesn't believe the culture has so strong power. They believe the high tech can bring them the fortune, but the culture, no. But I can say the culture can bring even more than high tech. Because the culture can give the creativity, but not only in the culture, but in every field. That's if even you are in the high tech, if you have the very dynamic creation, the innovation, you can go very fast. To have this all creation, this comes from the culture, from the art, and this gives you more space to thinking. And I have many students before, and when they have the exam, they said, I must study, I cannot practice my piano. But when they are growing up at 16 or 17, they must present a very, very important exam. They come back to me. They say, I want to play piano. I say, why? I'm so nervous. If I play, then I get more idea. So I think the art gives you the possibility to think the different way, and the different way that means the creativity. So. I think that our culture can bring our fortune for our country. Already 5 or 6 years passed, but I think that's where it comes. Because when we have the good example becoming successful, then the people will believe it.
For some people, they still have difficulty in imagining that culture could become an industry. Could you give us a success example case in Taiwan that culture could become a fortune-making industry?
I want to mention that 2 days before, that the music group F4. They have the concert in Taiwan, but they just like the culture ambassador to go to Japan to present Taiwan, and there are so many Japanese and Korean come to Taiwan. So for musician brings the fortune to Taiwan. I think that from here, the people can understand the culture can bring the fortune to Taiwan. And I think it's the main economy of this, the 21st century. It's the knowledge, but also the creativity economy.
But it's a new industry. It's new for many people, and it will be very difficult for some people to move from the traditional industry to the so-called creative industry. What are needed for the government in providing such a transformation smoothly?
I think that the government must work with the people, because for this, it's just we must try, but you are not sure to be successful. But if you do more, then you can becoming successful. But if you are afraid that you go little by little, you cannot.
Yeah.
And like we have a mark, the name is Friends. There's porcelain. And he create his, he branding his creation and with the Taiwanese element. But he used our high tech.
Yeah.
So now I think that he has 6,000 points in the world, in the magazine, in the Paris, even the very small town we can find. I went to Italy last year, a very small town in the south. When I saw the Friends, the mark Taiwanese, I was so happy. That means that we have the successful example, but not enough to say to the people the truth and the fortune. Yeah.
But some people argue that to get into this kind of creative industry, you have to invest a lot, and sometimes it's very difficult for those people to get loan from the bank and so on. So the government can play some role in providing money or resources to those people who need it. Do you think that government has done enough in doing that?
I think the government don't understand very well the creative industry, because creative industry is not like high tech. You can see the result. You can count.
Yeah.
This you cannot count. Very often, the artists they don't need a lot of money. They begin very small, but they are alone. They are one person, two person. They are not a big company. So the government afraid to give the money to them because they are not a company. I think that the government must try, must know the creative industry is not high-tech industry. So you must try with the people, and then you can get the success. Because I'm sure the culture of Taiwan has potential to have a successful result.
A lot of people, talk about South Korea, and they say that South Korea government has been very successful in transforming South Korean economy from one of very traditional one to a more creative-based economy. Do you think that is there anything we can learn from the South Korean experience? Yeah,
because they focus in one thing, and in our government, we don't focus in one thing. We have a lot. Too many things. Then you cannot get the attention, and you don't know how to promote it. But in Korea, they just choose one.
But again, there are so many people who need help from the government.
Yeah.
If you can make any suggestions, what would be the key area that we should put all our focus on and try to make it a success?
In the traditional part, I think if we have the traditional data and we can have the creative industry in the lifestyle, many things, like our food, our cuisine, our design, our porcelain, like that. And the other part, we must know that we have high tech. How can we use our high tech in our creative industry? I think that's the most important part, and the other country doesn't have.
Okay.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, the tourism has been a very important part of Taiwan's international competition, and culture should be part of the tourism, right?
Yeah.
How can we combine the two in trying to get and attract more foreigners coming to Taiwan?
When I was Minister of Culture, I published a lot of books to present Taiwan in English. But the foreign people doesn't come to Taiwan, they cannot buy.
Yeah.
So this year I go to Paris and I go to New York and publish there. So now if you in the world, in the any country, you can buy about Taiwan. Many friends come from Europe. They say to me, I'm in Europe, I want to go to Taiwan. I cannot find any books about Taiwan. I think that's from here we must do the first thing, to present Taiwan in English, Allemand, Francais, and in any language. And after, we can have the movies, and we have the DVD, we have many things. And we must cooperate with the television of the Europe or television of USA. But if we don't do that, the people doesn't know Taiwan.
Yeah, I have the same experience that my friends, in the States, in Europe, told me that it's very difficult for them to find a very good book, tour book, introducing Taiwan to them.
Yeah.
Why didn't we do it until now?
I don't know, but the first will be done in the end of April. Next week.
Next week.
We will publish the new book in Paris.
In French?
In French. No, in English.
English?
Yeah. First in English, and after in French, Spanish, and Japanese.
As we know, the internet has become a very important tool for promoting one country's culture and so on. Have you thought of doing anything in the internet and to present Taiwan intentionally?
Yeah, after this publication, we are doing the internet, and I will try to find a way we can have the network for the international country. Yeah.
Will you be, your National Cultural Association and the two concert halls and theater halls also be doing something through the internet internationally?
Yes, because in the two hall we have really the very good content. I will present in our network.
Okay, and internationalization again is a very important part of Taiwan's daily life.
Yeah.
And some people believe that it's very important for Taiwan to look into the China market as well.
Yeah.
Is there any contradiction between going internationalized and going to China as well?
I took China just like a country, just like France. Another country. Like France or US. So we can work together, but we must know in which point. Yeah.
Okay. And finally, let's talk about the vision for Taiwan's creative industry. And some people think that maybe it's too late or too early to get into the creative industry. What do you think about that?
I think it's a little bit late, not too early. But with our culture and our serious determination, our spirit, I think that we can arrive if we have the good policy, and we can do immediately, and we choose one. And when we get the success, then we can go with the other. Yeah.
As we know that the government is now downsizing the executive branch of the government, and Cultural Affairs and Commission could be part of other commissions, or even change the name of it. Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think that the culture part must combine with the tourist. Yeah. Yeah, and getting more life, and we can use many ways. Must cooperate also with the diplomacy and to present Taiwan. Yeah.
How about resources allocated to the cultural affairs? You were the Minister of Cultural Affairs for some time. Do you think that Taiwanese government has spent enough in promoting Taiwan's cultures?
Never enough. We must do some more effort to present.
How about people in Taiwan in general? Do you think they are interested or enthusiastic about being involved in the cultural events organized by the government?
I think that because of the education before, during the martial law, like me, I grew up in the martial law. So if I have the free idea, because I study in Paris, but a lot of people, they don't know our culture and our history. So since the 2000, we collection, we research, we publish our history and culture, but the time is not enough. Maybe in few years, our children, our students know very well our culture, then they can go more faster.
Thank you very much, Secretary Chen. Thank you. And former Minister of Cultural Affairs, who is currently the Secretary General of National Cultural Association. And thank you for watching Taiwan Outlook. See you next time.